For the next few 5-minute faiths, we're going to be looking at Psalm 37. There's many verses in this chapter that mean a great deal to me, and God's used them really deeply in my life, so I hope they encourage you as well. Today we're just looking at verses 1 and 2. Don't worry about the wicked or envy those who do wrong, for like grass they soon fade away, like spring flowers they soon wither. I know I struggled with this a lot, especially when I was younger, sort of high school and college, but even in my 20s, before I really found surrender and intimacy with God, it was difficult even in the workplace, looking at people around me who seemed to ignore God completely and yet be gaining all of these things that I wished I had. You know, some of the people whose lives were so, what God would see as wicked or rebellious or whatever, just wrong. Yet these people had amazing relationships or lots of money or great jobs, or they got to do things that I wished I could do. Some of them were more disciplined in their lives than I was. Some of them had earned the things that they had. But regardless, I could look at them and say, God, why did they get that and I don't get it? It was jealousy. And what he says here is, don't worry about these people. Don't envy them. They're going to wither away. They are not going to last. They won't be with you in eternity. And it's easy in this physical world to be like, well, yeah, heaven, 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 heaven. But the reality is, heaven is the life we wish we had. Heaven's a real place. It has measurements. It has materials. It has ways that things look. It is a real physical life. And we're going to have real responsibility there. That's what the Bible tells us. So if I look at this life and it's hard, it hurts, people seem to get good things even when they haven't earned them, or they seem to get things I wish I had even though I've worked and not received them, like it's hard. But if I look at that from the perspective of literally forever, let's say I get 85 years here. And let's say all 85 of those years are rough, and they are surrounded by people who seem to be getting all these things that I wish I had. And then I stand before God, and he ushers me into heaven because of his grace, and those people aren't there anymore. And now my life is literally perfect. No pain, no death, no regret, no loss, no lack. And they are quite literally in eternal torture. I know that day I'm going to look at this equation and be like, absolutely, anytime, go for it. If I needed to struggle for 80, 90 years and then get this, like totally worth it. God's rewards are worth it. An eternal perspective is worth it. And yes, there will be times in this world that people who don't serve God, don't know him, or don't even like him will seem to get things that we wish we had. But I've asked God to help me see this world the way he does. And one of the things that he's told me in that is one of his mercies, one of his compassions on the people who reject him is to give them small things here. Maybe they get money. Maybe they get a great dog. Maybe they have a wonderful career. Maybe they've got a great family. Or maybe they just get to do cool things and enjoy themselves. But they aren't going to have any of that after they die. It is literally a mercy of his to shed sunlight on the unrighteous. He gives them small, high moments, sometimes, because it's the only thing that they're ever going to accept from him. That's not always the case. Yeah, there are people who pursue things that we know are bad for us, and they gain a lot from it. But always, unless people accept the truth, unless they learn to love God and see life the way he does, always they're going to lose every single time. Sometimes we need to shift our perspective and stop looking at this equation from right now and today. Start looking at it from a perspective of 100 years from now 10,000 years from now. We have been given the greatest blessing, literally the greatest blessing possible in this life. Let's not treat that like it has no value. And let's not begrudge people who don't know God and won't get to share in that, the little things that he lets them have here. Just give that some thought today, and I'll see you next time.